I'm about to show you the biggest sleight of hand you've ever seen, provide further proof on why I think Kevin O'Leary was willing to walk the plank for Sam Bankman-Fried, and I'm going to clear up the biggest misconception about the money that Kevin O'Leary received from FTX.
$15 million to one influencer who will remain nameless that everybody knows.
Total deal was just under $15 million, all in. In August of 2021, nearly 3 years after I started allocating capital to the crypto sector, I entered into an agreement with FTX to be a paid spokesperson. I was paid approximately $15 million for these services, plus approximately $3 million to cover the portion of the taxes due.
It's like your job telling you we're going to pay you $100,000 a year, but you know what? We're going to give you $140,000. That way you actually get $100,000 after tax. So that $15 million was a real $15 million. They gave him $18 million. $3 million of that would be to cover the taxes. That was a real $15 million. Now I'm going to show you why him not doing enough due diligence never even mattered in the first place.
But Andrew, if you're asking, did I do enough due diligence? The answer is no.
Pay very close attention to these words.
I listened to the interview that Andrew did with him
So did
at
I.
DealBook, and I thought, that guy's a crook and a liar. You listened to it and said you'd invest money with him again. If it turns out there's nothing criminally wrong here.
If SPF knocked on your door again and said, look, I failed in my last venture. I have a new crypto venture. I need money. Would you back him?
That's a great question. No one's asked me yet.
Would you back him?
The answer would be yes.
What is Mr. Wonderful known for? Investing. How do you invest in something again when you never invested in it in the first place? Which is exactly why the due diligence never mattered to begin with. So there's all this parading around like he lost a lot of money, he even called it a bad investment.
I put about $9.7 million into crypto, and then I lost the money I invested in the equity as well. Those are zeros too. It was not a good investment, Andrew.
So when you hear about losing all this money, it's the money that he was paid that he put into the platform. He was simply a paid spokesman. That's why the due diligence never mattered. There was no loss. It was no skin in the game like all these other investors, the little guy, even the venture capital firms had. So when he talks about getting his money back, he's talking about getting the money back that was given to him in the first place. Here are the further pieces of the puzzle that would show why Kevin O'Leary had everything to gain by the fall of Binance, but at the same time would want to prop up FTX in spite of all the investors who lost their money. This is merely my opinion, but watch how the puzzle pieces play out.
I am a shareholder in multiple companies involved in crypto technology, including WonderFi BitBuy, the largest and first regulated broker-dealer crypto exchange in Canada.
The first piece of that puzzle is what I showed in a previous video about Kevin and Sam Bankman-Fried's connection to WonderFi. The company rebranded to WonderFi from DeFi Ventures in a nod to O'Leary's nickname as Mr. Wonderful from television shows Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. WonderFi also credits the billionaire founder of crypto exchange FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, as a strategic investor according to its latest presentation. And when we take a look at that presentation by WonderFi themselves, we see as far as strategic partners none other than Kevin O'Leary and Sam Bankman-Fried. And really quick, I want to make sure to thank today's sponsor. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. In no way can I see anywhere where WonderFi has done anything bad. This whole thing is about the fact Kevin O'Leary is known for being an investor. So when you put all this together, it just simply looks very bad. WonderFi did state that they currently only operate in Canada. But see, plans to expand globally are already in full effect. That's why it makes so much sense for Mr. Wonderful, who WonderFi is named after, to want Binance to fail and continually mention them, because if they fail, it's only going to help the global expansion of WonderFi. Certainly if they could do it in a way that was fully regulated. So we have Kevin O'Leary and Sam Bankman-Fried invested in WonderFi. We have WonderFi invested in FTX.
Immutable Holdings, a developer of NFT technology, and Circle, the company that brought USDC stablecoin to market.
We have Kevin O'Leary, as he stated, invested in Circle. Then we have WonderFi and Circle collaborating. Circle invested in FTX, and FTX invested in Circle. It's like a perfect triangle. Once again, there's really no insinuation that these companies investing in each other is an issue. But the thing is when your interest in one can override what you're doing with another, and it can potentially affect investors or those who actually are invested, certainly in FTX. So after all the fallout with FTX, and you got Kevin O'Leary speaking out negatively on Binance, wouldn't it make sense for him to continue vouching for Sam Bankman-Fried? If it outright looks like Sam Bankman-Fried was fraudulent, it hurts the other companies that Kevin O'Leary was invested in. Why? Because Sam Bankman-Fried invested in those exact same companies. So the whole clawback thing would be in every direction. And last but not least, take a look at how the agenda was still being pushed for what ultimately would benefit none other than Mr. Wonderful.
There is not a chance in hell I will ever put any crypto assets onto an unregulated dealer broker or broker dealer exchange. And I will not put any assets in any platform that's litigating the regulator. I'm not doing any of that. And all of that capital is going to move in right now. Right now, it's going to move up to Canada, I think. And I'm not the only guy doing that. I can assure you there are a lot of people going under the umbrella of the SEC, away from the SEC to the OSC up in Canada. It's the only country where you can feel safe about the account right now.
And there you go. Of course, there's this push. So now everybody will go invest in Canada. And if they invest in Canada, guess what? That's where WonderFi is. And if it helps WonderFi, then it helps Mr. Wonderful. Many people have commented on some of my other videos saying how Kevin O'Leary should be in jail. Let's face it. Has he committed a crime? I don't see any crimes that he has committed. But when you have people trusting you, certainly for your investing, I would at least make clear that I didn't invest in what I'm promoting. It certainly would go a long way. And Kevin O'Leary says he'll get the money back. The difference is if he gets the money back, it's not the money that he had to put up in the first place. So getting the money back for the little man should be important because it really came out of their pocket. I can't say enough about the comments everyone leaves. I enjoy it. I try to get to all of them, even when people just leave one for the algorithm, and I really appreciate it.